Okay, welcome to our second half. Thanks for your patience with the set change here. The nice thing is when we, with this group, play at Symphony Center on April 15th, we don't have to do any set change. Your kids will be like pros. They can just wave their hands and then a stagehand has to come over and move their chair and stand for them. So it'll be a little quicker for us that evening. So the group behind us, our Symphonic band, this is our auditioned or placement group. We have 4 selections for you tonight. This first piece is by composer Carol Brittin Chambers, Alegria, and translated, she says, in a few languages, it's literally meaning joy, happiness, and cheerfulness. So she wrote a piece that's supposed to exhibit some positive feelings there. So good way to start off. Here we go. break after that one. All right. That one had a few solos there. We had Marjorie Santos on piccolo up front here, and Allie Reagan's on baritone, and Fabian Garcia, alto saxophone. Anyone else? So, yeah, great job for them. Cool. This next piece is completely different. So this is an old Russian Orthodox hymn called Salvation is Created, and this was arranged by one of our band directors here at Joliet Township, Bruce Houseknecht. So a little change of the pace, but we hope you enjoy this chorale, Salvation is Created. All right, so the next one is our big one here. And this whole program, this is a little bit of a preview concert for you as well, so we get some nerves out, because this will be our program in Symphony Center. I know they're doing hard work, and we're excited to get it even to that next level. This next piece is a really just important piece for band. Back in the day, it was orchestras, it was choirs. People didn't really take bands seriously. They played marches, that was it. Love marches, but they wanted something a little more serious. So composer Gustov Holst, if you've heard anything like The Planet, pieces similar to that, really liked the band. So he wrote pieces for the band around 1910, 1911. So this is his second piece for band. This is going to be in 4 movements. The first one is a march, and then there's a ballad, there's a fun little piece that sounds like a blacksmith working, and then there's finally a dance at the end. You'll hear some familiar tunes with that. So we do ask you to hold your applause in between the movements there. You'll know when we're done, and I'll just kind of like half collapse on the stage there, so that's when you can start clapping. But if you mess up, it's okay, we're at school, we'll teach you, we're fine. All right. So let's call some people out for some good things here. These are some hard solos in this piece. So you heard Allie Reagan's, you had like half the piece was your solo, right? So you heard her in the first movement and in the last movement as well there, okay? We had Marjorie, big feature at the end, piccolo there, okay? Luis, tuba at the end. Fabian has a job that I'm not jealous of. See, I get to put my back to you, so if I'm nervous, you can't see. Fabian had to start the entire fourth piece on his own. It was only just solo saxophone. So good job on Fabian there. The beginning of movement 2, big clarinet feature by Aiden there for that one. And then just trumpet stuff everywhere, I know, but in movement 2, same deal there. Okay, nice. For Jeremy, good one. And then let's do this too. Let's give you don't see these people much because they're kind of in the background, but they're running around all over. But our percussionists the past couple of days have really stepped up there. So if you can just give us a nice round of applause for our percussionists. All right, I have a few announcements before the best march ever written. So, I'd like to recognize some people. As I mentioned earlier, we had the Southwest Prairie Conference that took place on Tuesday. Students were nominated, then selected. We had 12 schools that came together. They did 2 bands, a freshman and sophomore band and a junior and senior band. Each one had about 100 kids in it. So these Joliet Central students were a part of that, and that would be Abigail George, Lisa Momo, Carla Cisneros, Braden Hocking, Jesus Antera Ibarra, Elijah Johnson, Isaac Leonard, and Dan Messiona for the freshman and sophomore group. So if you can all just stand up and be recognized. And our junior-senior group was Marjorie Santos, Carly Frosto, Aiden Hadley, Landon Hawking, Shunashi Marquez, Fabian Garcia, Jeremy Landon, Michael Ingalls, and Alexi Reyes. Okay, a couple more announcements. I'd love to give a thank you. We really do have the best and absolute most supportive administration, faculty, and staff here. So just thank you so much to them because they help make a lot of this happen. And additionally, same thing with our band parent association as well. And then we've had a big help this year with Mrs. Jaskowiak, who's served as an assistant director for some things like pep band and helping get students on and off stage here and marching band as well. So certainly like to recognize them. I have a note up here. I got an email today. Who's got a senior up here? Anyone have a senior up here? Okay. I have, yay seniors. I have an email today that says we have 2 or 3 scholarships through the district, and one of them I don't think you even need to be a music major for. One you do, but we have 2 or 3 scholarships where no one has applied yet. So that right now is very low competition, all right? That scholarship deadline is March 1, and we encourage you to encourage your student to apply for that scholarship, okay? And then we'll have some later that come out from the Band Parent Association. The Band Alumni Association. The Band Parent Association sponsors the Houseknecht Scholarship. So more scholarship stuff to come there, okay? All right, our last piece. This is a great march. If you look at your program notes, there's a lot of history of it there, but this is, I bet you didn't know this too. This is the 89th anniversary of the Steelmen. Did you know that? We weren't the Steelmen until about 35, 36, 37, somewhere around there, somewhere around the 90s. Anyone know what our mascot was before the Steelmen? We were the Joliet Prison Boys. Can you imagine that? Tonight's matchup will be the Wildcats versus the Prison Boys. Okay. We forfeit. So this piece was written by the president of U.S. Steel, who heard this band around 1936 over at Radio City Music Hall. Our director at that time, A.R. McAllister, they had some contact. You can read the whole thing, the program notes about it. But then I believe they debuted this piece here, dedicated to this particular band. Would have been on this stage, I believe, in about 1937. We're going to end with March of the Steelmen. This is all of our song here, and we hope you enjoy. All right, thank you so much for coming out. We will see you again if you're coming to the Symphony Center concert in April, and our concert after that will be in May. But we're going to let these kids go so they can go back and do their homework and come to school tomorrow. So thank you so much. Drive safe.